Hey, what is up, everyone? So I was not prepared for this ride. This was a very impromptu ride. It is the beginning of November in New Hampshire. That means riding season's pretty much over, unless you want to wear the super warm gear and tough it out. But you know, I could do that a little bit, but a little bit goes a long way. So anyways, it's about 45 degrees, but the sun's shining, and I don't have the liner in my jacket. I didn't even throw my moto boots on. So I just figured I'd go out for a, you know, little 15-minute ride on some back roads. And I had a scripted video planned. Actually, I wrote a script out so I could kind of tell you guys, let's go up here real quick, a little bit about this bike. I want to do an end-of-season review. I got, you know, I was able to put a few hundred miles on this year. Not as much as I wanted to, but it was enough to get some off-road in, a decent crash. If you guys haven't seen that, check that one out. That's a couple videos ago. Actually, I had to put my MGO shifter on because I bent the other one. Anyways, I wanted to give you guys a review. I did my initial review, but I feel like, first of all, my videos have gotten better, I think, anyways. Hopefully that will continue. And also, obviously, I've had more time on the bike, and I've made some changes to the bike, as you can see, with bars and digital dash and some internal changes. Oh, it's a helicopter up there. I'm sure you guys can't see it, but hopefully the audio is okay on this too. I didn't check anything. I threw my helmet on and wanted to get out real quick before the sun went away. I'm already chilly. So yeah, anyway, bottom line is I'm gonna go over some more stuff. I'll do my scripted portion after this, and give you guys all the kind of specs and things you might want to know about the bike. I don't know what they're doing, but we'll let them be. Yeah, so anyway, you know, I'll go over a little more detail in the scripted version, but I wanted to give a little bit of on-bike review also, because I'm really happy with this bike. And what I mean by that is, it's not my DRZ, but you know, which I don't have anymore, and I should have never sold it, but that's besides the point. You know, I spent $2,800 on my DRZ used. At the time, I think it was 10 years old. And I dropped a valve in it because the previous person raced it, and long story anyways, it wasn't really the fault of the bike. I rebuilt it, and I loved that bike, but I had almost $4,000 into that bike. This isn't a DRZ, but it doesn't have to be, you know? I spent $1,600 on it, I put another few hundred into it. I might be over $2,000 with the cost of the new helmet and the jacket and the moto boots. I'm definitely over $2,000. But if you've already got gear, or if you know, go a little bit cheaper on the gear, maybe, I don't know, you could definitely stay under $2,000 and have a really nice bike with some upgrades and good reliability. I get comments from people both on and off line saying how well the bike runs. You just got to do your due diligence when you get it, you know, be your own mechanic, be willing to learn. And these bikes are great, I mean, so far. And, you know, a friend of mine that I've known for a long time, Moto Cheese, you might have seen his videos, he's had a bunch of these with the CG engines. I think he's got the Raven right now, he's got the Hawk DLX version, he's had the carb version, this one. He's had the, geez, I don't even know, he's had the TBR7, he's had a bunch anyways. And not once that I'm aware of have any of them left him stranded. And he doesn't go easy on his stuff. If you've seen his videos, he rides them, you know? So, yeah, I agree. I agree with what he has to say. It's good, cheap fun. It's not, you know, you're not going to be pulling up power wheelies in third gear. But that's not what it's for. It's for exploring. It's for putting around. And, you know, I weigh 220. I probably weigh 230. Christ, I might even weigh more now. But anyways, with my gear on, my point is that that's a lot of weight for a 229cc bike to carry around, and it does perfectly fine. I can pull out into traffic and not have to push it to, you know, not get rear-ended. So all in all, I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with the upgrades I've made, most of them, all of them actually. Really, there's a few things I might do differently. And yeah, you're gonna creep over to this side, bud? How about give me some road? So yeah, you gotta watch people, man. Like, you know, I could have just ignored that, but he could have kept drifting. Anyway, I'm not giving riding lessons today, I'm giving bike review. So anyway, I'm gonna head home. I'm getting freaking cold, man. So I'm gonna turn this over to my scripted self, tell you guys a little bit more about it, and hopefully you can make an informed decision on whether this is a bike for you or not. There's more turkeys, probably the same ones actually that I saw earlier. Yeah, anyway, I love it. I wouldn't hesitate to buy another one, and I might actually do that. So yeah, so I've got some more videos planned. The winter will not keep me from posting videos. They'll just be a little more spaced out, and they're not all going to be hawk related. I've got an XR200R I want to work on. I've got an XR80, an old XR80 that I want to work on, and an old DR125 I want to work on. So plenty of dirt bike stuff coming. So with that being said, I'm gonna go home and get warm because I am already freezing.
So what is the Hawk 250 anyway? It's a Chinese manufactured enduro style dirt bike that you can dual sport in many states. However, unlike its fuel injected brother the Hawk DLX, it doesn't have EPA licensing, so make sure you check with your local regulations if you want to put a plate on it. I had no issues here in New Hampshire, and there's many more states that will actually plate this bike. The Hawk's power is delivered via a 229cc single-cylinder, 4-stroke, air-cooled engine, which is based off from the Honda CG125 engine, which was first produced in 1976. Depending on where you look, the claims are about 15 or 16 peak horsepower in stock form, and those angry ponies are then transferred to the ground via its 5-speed transmission and chain final drive. The bike rolls on a 21-inch front wheel and an 18-inch rear, which is totally a winning formula for off-road performance. The stock tires are full knobbies, and they seem to hook up reasonably well while still handling okay at cruising speeds on the asphalt. The Hawk sits like a true dirt bike with a 35.4-inch seat height. However, the seat shape could use some refinement. And by could, I mean it really needs refinement. There's a hump between the rider and pillion section that I find atrocious. In fact, I'm going to be shaving that hump off this winter. I hope to do a video on it. Other people that I know, such as Moto Cheese, have done it and been really happy with the results. It has standard dirt bike ergonomics, which I find to be pretty comfortable, even at 6'4", but that hump in the seat, man, that's got to go. A shorter rider might not have the same complaint, but it's right where I want to sit. Alright, well, with the specs and formalities out of the way, let's talk real-world ownership of this bike. And I'm going to lay it right out there. If you don't know how to work on motorcycles, and you're not willing to learn, Chinese motorcycles probably aren't for you. However, especially at this price point, it's a great bike to learn how to wrench on motorcycles. So if you're not afraid to get your hands dirty and get in there and work on it, it's very easy. It's a tried and true engine design. This is a great way to do that. So after you order your Hawk, it will show up via freight delivery. It comes in a crate, some assembly required. It's probably going to have what we like to call a Chinese birthmark on it somewhere. Mine was on the side case. It's really no big deal. They all seem to have one. I think they're just handled kind of rough. I mean, they do come slow boat from China. So normally when you purchase a new machine from a dealership, they get it in a crate like this, but then they assemble it, set it up, test it out, make adjustments. In this case, that part's up to you. You're the dealer support. So how you proceed from this point could in fact make or break your experience with this bike. If you slap it together in an hour and go tear it up on the streets and trails, you're gonna have a bad time. So I went into this assuming nothing. And by that I mean I wasn't expecting a Honda, Suzuki, or KTM build and assembly quality, so I took my time going over everything. I flushed the brake system with some new DOT4, I changed my fork oil, and if you do nothing else, change that engine oil. I don't know what comes in it, but it didn't look like normal engine oil to me, and it's been in there collecting moisture and everything else. Just who knows, it's not expensive, just do it. The next thing that's going to make a huge difference is properly set your valve clearance. I actually did a video on this. I'll put it in the card above and a link down below. It's really a necessary step in the assembly process. Next, you should rejet your carburetor if necessary, which probably is, and then just go over the whole bike. Check everything, make sure it's tight, use thread lock where appropriate on parts that might vibrate or rattle loose, check your cable routings, throttle free play, clutch lever free play, and your chain slack. And all of this should be done before you hit the start button for the first time. I often get comments, both on my videos and in person, on how well the bike seems to sound and run, especially for a Chinese bike. you know, people have a lot of preconceived notions about that. But, you know, honestly, I didn't really do anything special. I just took my time and went through it and made sure everything was up to snuff and changed my fluids, and it's been really great so far. So a powerhouse, this bike is not. I mean, you're not going to be ripping dank nooners from third gear on a power wheelie. But you've got plenty to keep you moving, get you out into traffic, and do what you need to do. However, I would say if you're going to be cruising on the road regularly from 50 to 60 miles an hour, change out your stock gearing. Go up a tooth or two in the front or down a few in the rear, or some combination thereof. If you go one up in the front, that actually equals 3 down in the rear. My setup is a 1645, and I'm really happy with that. So overall, I was pleasantly surprised at the build quality of this bike when I popped it out of the crate. I mean, you're going to find the occasional weld booger or misaligned bolt, things like that, but it's a third of the cost of its Japanese counterparts, so it's something I can live with. I'm not afraid to work on the bike. In fact, it's part of the fun, and it's yet to leave me stranded or frustrated. I mean, even after I crashed it. There's also plenty of modifications and upgrades you can make. You know, some will get you some small power increases. I've actually done some videos on a few things that I've done to my bike, and I've got some more to come, so definitely subscribe. So is this bike perfect? No. Is this bike high quality? Also no. But is it worth the cost to provide plenty of fun? Hell yeah, I'd totally do it again. All in all, I'm very happy with my purchase. So should you buy one? Well, only you can answer that. But I hope that the information I provided here will help you make that decision. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when I upload new dirt bike videos. And I'll see you guys next time.
Ooh, that's tight. That's what she said.